Now, earlier this week, landscape gardener Michael Gorman was jailed for 32 months after charging a 90-year-old pensioner £42,000 to lay a small patch of artificial grass, which should have cost about £2,000.
God, you wouldn't pay £2.50 for that.
No.
Shocking, isn't it? Sadly, though, this is just one of many similar stories with road traders believed to cost homeowners £3.5 billion a year in the UK. So, what are the signs we need to look out for if you are being scoped out by a rogue trader? Well, Alice Beer is joining us alongside plumber Hattie Hasan to share their advice. Good morning to both of you.
Morning, ladies.
Morning, morning.
It's quite jaw-dropping, this, Alice. I was with a friend of mine the other day whose father is the same age as my dad, so he's just going into his 80s. He's not particularly well. He has a wife who has dementia as well, and he was targeted by a rogue builder too.
Yep.
And it took my mate Jim and his brother to get rid of the rogue trader out of his dad's house. It was extraordinary they're being targeted.
There is absolutely no doubt that the elderly are targeted, and the stats are that 1 in 5 British homeowners have been approached by or had work done by a rogue trader. So it happens to all of us, but they are definitely targeting the elderly. So if you're watching this and you think, oh, I wouldn't fall for that, well, maybe your mum will, or your dad will, or your aunt will. So it really does pay every now and then just to do a little reset and actually think, yeah, what are the parameters? What are the warning signs? And what should I be aware of? Because they catch us unawares. That's the whole point. When a rogue trader comes to you, it's unexpected.
Yes.
They happen to be in the area. They happen to be passing. It's a cold call. You've got no time to prepare, no time to think, no time to work out, oh, do I really need this? You'll get no written quote from them. Nothing will be in writing. There'll be no labelling. There'll be no formalisation, not even any signage on their van. So these are the big signs. There'll be urgency. There'll be a discount. Got to do it today. I'm in the area. This is obviously Hattie down to a T, you know. I'm joking. So no labelled van, and it will be a cash deal. There'll be an urgency, you've got to make a decision, and you think suddenly, well, that guttering does need doing, well, the roof does need doing. They're here, let's just get them to do it here and now. And it's that sense of urgency, that sense of not thinking, not checking people out, that leads to a disaster.
Well, it's also that thing as well. If you can't get up a ladder to have a look, you are kind of... You're trusting somebody to tell you the truth, and it is that moment where your normal life is going on, and all of a sudden they step into it and you think, what in hindsight seems like a really silly decision. So what would be your tips?
Oh, well, I've got, lots of tips to run through. One is to find somebody like Hattie, obviously. But the warning is that it's not just the financial aspect of it. I mean, obviously, taking a pensioner for thousands of pounds is just unspeakably horrible. But it's like a mugging in your own home when somebody does this. And not only have you got to spend money undoing the work they've done and redoing it, but they could leave you with a very dangerous situation. So if they're an electrician, claiming to be an electrician, or if they're a bad builder or a bad plumber, they're going to leave you with a situation, put you or your family at risk.
Hattie, this must be one of the most frustrating things for you and your colleagues that are very honourable tradespeople to hear that there are other people pretending to be plumbers taking advantage of...
We hear stories like this every single day. We talk to customers every day who say, my mum, got conned by a kitchen fitting firm just the other day, or a bathroom fitting firm. It's been a complete disaster, and now I have to pay again to have it all redone. And there are certain things that you've really got to look out for. Loads of the things that Alice said, but I think trust your own instincts. One of the biggest things about traders who are not honourable is that they won't want you to ask questions. They'll get uppity, but ask questions. Always ask questions, and say to them, I tried to plan ahead as well. If you phone up somebody and you say, I want a bathroom, I want it fitted next week, and somebody says, yeah, I can come round, love. Question that, because a busy person, a good person is always busy. If somebody's available like that, you want to question why.
What happens if they turn around and say, oh, I've actually just had a cancellation?
Then in that case, you need to ask questions. So you need... I mean, word of mouth is always the best way, but even word of mouth can lead you up a garden path. I know somebody who had word of mouth and they were totally ripped off. Because word of mouth is not just, oh, I've used this brilliant plumber. It's, OK, so did they turn up on time? Were they good? Were they nice in your home? Did they take care of you? Did they mind you asking questions? And ask questions. If somebody gets uppity because you're asking them questions, somebody honourable won't mind answering questions.
And one of those questions, sorry, Hattie, has got to be...
References.
References, absolutely, first and foremost.
Yes.
And trade bodies.
Qualifications.
All your plumbers
Gas safe.
are... That fly is back, Hattie. I'm almost going to get you.
I know, you nearly scared me.
Yeah. It's back from the dead. What trade body are they a member of? Who are they? Are they qualified to do the job? Are they electricians, plumbers, builders? They absolutely have to have a trade qualification and they have to be insured.
Yeah,
what about payment, when it comes to payment as well? Because that gets tricky with people too.
Well, absolutely. If you hand over cash, then, or you do a bank transfer, you're not protected. Or try and use a credit card or try and pay in some method that you have some comeback and you have a receipt.
A receipt for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely a receipt. And
they should be guaranteeing their work. You should have an indication of how long this work will last for. So always really important, and that they're insured.
I think
otherwise there's no comeback.
It is terrifying, and it took Jim and Charlie to be able to realise what was happening, to be able to go round. Unfortunately, they were able to help their dad and get... But the guy was marching their dad to the cash point to take the money out.
They'll do that.
You know, that's the sort of thing. So awful to hear. Thank you for your top tips, though, this morning. Really appreciate you coming in. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.